and then we'll start to go over our active items. Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Good morning. Stand for invocation. Reverend Williams, can you bless us, please?
Lord, we thank our head, please. God, our Father, now we are thankful for this day. We thankful for this hour. We thankful for you bringing us over. Let us witness 2026 as we engage in many activities and events for our city. We actually bless this GAEDA board, those members of this board, leaders of this board, and our city. Father, we actually bless us in a way that our light will shine and people can see a beacon in dark days through the leadership of our city. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance. I don't think we have a flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Commissioner McGee,
Here.
Commissioner Morgan,
Here.
Commissioner Williams,
Here.
Commissioner Whitehead. Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Our first item will be a motion to approve the January 2026 consent agenda. A, motion to approve the December 2025 meeting minutes. And B, motion to approve the December 2025 financial statement.
Motion.
Second.
All right, so the financial statements are still in draft, which is pretty much what we have to do every December. We're still working on getting some of the year-end information in, but we'll have that completed for next month's meeting. If you'll turn to page 4, no changes in our CD balances. The checking account balance was $34,183. The money market was $589,169, and accounts receivable was $68,958. One of the things that we are still working on, and we should have this completed by next meeting, is the building property, the breakout of building, parking lot, furniture, and equipment. And so that'll be broken down so that we can depreciate what needs to be depreciated. Land is not depreciable, but the building and equipment and parking lots are. So we're pretty close to having that completed. We've been working with the auditor on that. On page 5, liabilities were $30,343 at the end of the month, and then you can see our current year change in net assets or net profit for the year is $424,607. On page 6, current month revenues were $70,366 from the occupancy tax, and then rental income of $4,910. So that was right at $74,000 in revenues. You can see year to date, revenues were $1,094,000, which the occupancy was $192,000 over what it was for 2024. So a very good year for occupancy tax collections. Our operating expenses for the month were $47,530, and so our year to date operating expenses were $422,053. We had $7,000 in grants for the month. That brought us to $247,976 for the year. And then you can see our net income for the month was $19,364, $424,607. We'll talk about the budget when we get to that amendment here in a minute. On page 8, you can see year to date, we were up about $170,000, a little bit over $170,000 in revenues. Our expenses were about $35,000 more. Economic development was about almost $89,000 less than the prior year. So you can see our total net income was up $224,000 over the prior year. On page 13, you can see our budgeted revenues for $1,093,000 versus a budget of $901,000, so $192,000 over prior year. Love to tell you we're gonna have another year like that, but I don't have a crystal ball, so we'll see how we go. But those are draft for the month. We'll have those finalized by next meeting.
Any public comments? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Number 2, motion to approve the executive director's employment contract.
Before we do that, ask that we maybe move to executive session if we're able to. Ms. Sanders, are we able to go into executive session to talk about, not the contract, but performance and job and stuff like that? Before we move into motion number 2.
So in order to go to executive session, we can only go for limited purposes, because this is a public body, so we have to discuss things like that in open public, right? You can't discuss her contract in private, in executive session. You have to discuss it in front of the public. So there are exceptions, in order to go into, but if you cannot discuss her contract in executive session.
Right, can't you discuss performance, job performance in executive session, not the contract? But-
Yes, you can, but you cannot discuss her contract in private. You can discuss her performance. Yes, sir, that's correct. However, if you're asking the board to go into executive session for her performance, she had to have received written notice within 24 hours. She has to have legal notice of that. And she has the right to have that discussion held in open public. So I guess the question would be, because I didn't prepare it, Ms. Bernardo, did you receive notice? And if you didn't, the only way you can is if she waives that notice, that 24-hour notice. And she said that she wasn't provided the 24-hour notice. And so I guess since she wasn't provided, the only question is, if she waives it and she doesn't, then you're not able to go into executive session. Because the law requires that she be given that notice.
Well, I guess the question, are you going to waive it or we need to do a notice? Ms. Ryan.
Is there a motion to approve the executive director's employment contract? Second. Discussion. Any public comments?
How you doing? My name is Rick Gordon. I have a public comment, and it has to do with the past year that has taken place with GAEDA Board and the events that have taken place with the loss of GAEDA members, board members, commissioners, the events that have taken place with lawsuits, and all of these things that have taken place. Through that time period, what I have noticed, there's only been one constant, and that has been the executive director, who has held it together, whereas for that whole process has held the board together and ensured that the consistency and service to the public was still available and still continued and made. I've heard from the finance person that this past year, has been the most revenue that the GAEDA board has ever made, and continuously growing in revenue. And I've seen the growth that GAEDA has done. I've seen the changes that they made and the more service that is provided to the public. And so if that's any contestant, in witness to what Gator has gone through in the past year and how it has actually grown versus decreased. You know, that I have to say, with any business, it goes through events that happen. And the only thing that's always constant is the management of that company. And the management of this particular board has been excellent in my opinion. And I'm an investor. I invest in many companies. Thank you.
Are there any other public comments?
Yes.
Good morning again. This is my first meeting in a while, so I'm kind of surprised at I don't know what's going on really. Ms. Angela, has been, not only a constant, she's been the first person on this board for the last 22, 23 years, 21 years. So all the stuff she's been through the last 2 years with all the stuff, the court orders and threatening her pay and all that stuff, I would have been gone. But she's a strong woman, and I'm always support you guys because GAEDA was formed with you back when I was still in the military, I guess. And I think you're doing a great job. And just from the finance report, over $1 million last year. I don't know if that's a record or what. But like I say, you got 3 people who hadn't been here. I guess I don't know if they're board members or not. And you've been a constant for the last 21 years. So you have my support.
Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Frank Jackson, St. Matthew Baptist Church. Forgive the lateness, just multitasking. Just say what Rick has said, I want to just add to that kudos. Over the last couple of years in which we tracked and supported, encouraged, prayed for this board, which was developed to bring economic development, encouragement, support, Central Louisiana, and also to create an infrastructure to support economic development within our community. Over the last couple of years, it's been a challenge. We know that, I'm not trying to rehash, but each of you have been present. Each of you, through those challenges, stuck together, fought hard, and got us to this day. I want to end on a note that y'all worked hard to get here. And also we did it with Sister Bernardo at the helm, and y'all supported. And y'all set GAEDA on a trajectory for great success. Yesterday, previous days have proven this. We've grown, accomplished some things, and focus on the future. Give that trajectory, unify, focus, and let's move forward. We can reconsider another day. I thank y'all for the time. But GAEDA is on a trajectory. Let's make it work together. We are better. Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. I would like to piggyback on everything that has been said. 2025 brought a lot of stuff out. A lot of people had their opinions about Ms. Bernardo. I've been knowing Ms. Bernardo over 20 plus years. We work together. And she has done a good job. So bringing up her contract that's a slap in the face. That's me saying this. Because she has done everything that she could. I knew her mother, and her mother raised her to do what's right. And she's been doing that. So, Ms. Bernardo, hold your head up. You have nothing to be ashamed of, because you've done your job. You stood there when Mr. Mueller, may he rest in peace, when he was sick. I didn't see the others step up, but you did. So to bring her contract up, to discuss her contract, to give her notice that you want to, her performance, come on now. Come on, her performance. I don't know if you attended it, well, I'll take that back. I did see you at a couple of meetings when all this stuff was going on. Her performance, she stood tall. And she's gonna continue to stand tall. Gotcha.
Are there any other public comments?
Roger Green, Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church. Very briefly, all I'm going to tell you, excellence is forged in the furnace of adversity. Excellence is not given freely. Sometimes it is earned through the adversities that you go through in oppositions. When you come out through opposition, it doesn't mean that you're going to be opposition free. It's going to constantly come at you. But speaking from an ecclesiastical standpoint, being a pastor, I share this with you and I leave with this note. Always remember, whatever God has for you, Satan is not going to let you walk into it unchallenged. Stay firm. God got you.
All right, any other public comments? A roll call vote, Keanu.
Got a
I'm
comment.
sorry, go ahead, sir.
Just briefly say this. When we talk about economic development group and an organization, what is defined as a executive director is someone who leads strategies to grow local economy by attracting new businesses, by retaining existing ones, by fostering workforce development and promoting community growth. These are the things when you look for and have an executive director. It's not necessarily someone's job performance. And everybody in this room has had careers and we all perform and have duties and responsibilities. All of us that work for somebody has roles and responsibilities. That's just the natural nature of the game. So, however, when you talk about an executive director of an economic development authority, those are some of the things that you look for. All of us can sit in the room and talk about things and look at things. It's not the city's fault all the time. It's not the city council. It's not the chamber. Everybody plays a role in bringing growth and businesses to this area. GAEDA was designed to do those things, bring businesses, retain businesses. Every day you turn on the TV, you see businesses leaving and leaving. Why are they leaving? Our job is to find out why they're leaving and to help them to stay. Our job, we have no control over the hotel tax. I heard that. We would love to take credit for the increase of hotels. We can't take credit for that. The city gets a portion, the parish gets a portion, and we get a portion of that. And we're excited that the increase in revenue, but our job is to do something with that revenue, not to sit on it and become a savings account or do whatever. That is not just designed to just fund events and things like that. A true economic development authority is to bring growth into the city. For you to not have to go to Lafayette, to go to a restaurant or a business. It's for you to be able to be proud of Alexandria and not look on the news and see that IHOP is closed or that Haverty's is now closing. You think about all of those things. We get excited about Olive Garden coming, but look at how many businesses we lost just to get Olive Garden. Is that growth? No one can say that that is growth. When your trajectory is always going down, that's not a sign of growth. We all play a part in that. In the community, on this board, we all play a part on that. I spoke to Ms. Bernardo before I even came up here weeks ago, explained to her things and talked about things with her and all that. Ms. Bernardo has a place at GAEDA, and I've told her that, I've expressed that to her over and over again. But I would like to end with that I move to amend the motion by a substitute motion to replace the motion with the executive contract for 1 year with a salary not to exceed 90, or the current pay, which is, I believe, $95,000. But that's my a substitute motion is to, and I'll repeat it, is to move to amend the motion by a substitute to replace the executive contract with a 1 year contract with a salary not to exceed $95,000.
I have a question. If GAEDA is an entity that brings in over $1 million and 1% of that would be 100,000, how can we go lowest to 98,000? That's my question.
Or 95.
Whatever the 90s is, but it is 1% of 1 million is worth. Okay, so when we talk about that, I want to look at it, and I know we're talking about work performance, but in the contract, work performance has to be declared as work performance. Payment has to be declared as what my payment is. We're talking about two different things, and we're placing something in the hands of something that I don't think we have control of. If we're going to talk about the pay, what I get paid for, I get paid for. My work performance is my work performance. So that's why I'm confused on all this. Because if we're going to look at it, the person that's walking in the door, the salary don't change if I'm getting paid a certain thing. If I come in and it's $100,000 salary job, that's what it should be. If my work performance is not meeting up to that, I then need the approval, I need the talk, I need the constructive criticism, I need everything to back me up to improve it. And us as commissioners, are we backing her up for what we're asking her to do? Speak. That is my question as I sit here to everybody.
Board. Okay, I was making a couple of notes on the things that you were talking about economic development. Like I said, I'm an investor, and one of the things that I do is, as far as the Mid Louisiana Chamber of Commerce, we talk about economic development. And during the retreat, she presented a plan to the board for economic development to talk about the things that you spoke on specifically, and the board did not approve that plan. The boards came back and said, we as the board members need to sit down and talk about it, think about it, and decide what plan to go forward with. So she gave you a plan and put it in your hands and decide, but based on what your vote was to decide what to do with that plan. And you talked about the conflicts and stuff, and how the board, the executive director, is there as far as economic development and sustainability and the events that take place within this community. This community itself has been missing a lot, and it's not, your board supports those businesses or entities that want to bring things into the city of Alexandria for the economic development and events and stuff. And your board, through her management of it, has been able to put forth those events. But there were things happening during that time of your event that you lost board members, that the conflict was who's doing what are they bringing, and all of those questions came forth, which she aligned with the GAEDA, the laws of GAEDA to ensure that those events happen. But then your board started questioning that. That's just prior to, exodus of several board members, and to make sure that those events took place. She was adamant about making that happen. We've seen it through the events and lawsuits and everything else like that. And just want to say, she did present a plan for economic development and bringing business into the community. And she did create a part for revenue for your board by purchase of the, with your approval, purchase of the business facility. So she's bringing more and more revenue into you and also creating space for economic development, especially for the small businesses within the community.
Yes, sir. Councilman Johnson.
I just want to make a comment that, GAEDA, if you're going to sit and talk about businesses, it starts with probably me, so I'm gonna pay you too. We talking about business lead, you go right across the street first. Let's start with us. You know, you guys, I appointed my commissioner, so you guys are like our sons. So if she's a pay you, I'm gonna pay you. And one thing I don't get is, every job I had for the last 46 years, they had an evaluation report. You get evaluated. Who's evaluating now? We're talking about opinions now versus evaluation. So if I'm not being evaluated during a year, and then I come at the end, you see, you can cut my pay, but you ain't giving no evaluation. I never had a job like that. I've been evaluated. Okay, here's where we at the quarter, here's where we at the mid, and so forth. And then the year, I give you my final pay. So I don't know if anything changed. I've been at the job market for the last 5 years. But you're gonna evaluate me, don't evaluate me at the end of the year, the first year. You evaluate me through the year. So I won't have it won't be a shock to anyone. Is that fair? So, but back to what I was saying, we're the business are leaving because of what we're doing, not because of what she's doing. So it starts right behind us, and then with me. So if we're feeling and things are leaving, come to me first, because that's my representative right there. He haven't talked to me about anything about, okay, we're feeling this right here. We talk almost every day. So don't come surprise me with my salary, because that's something that should be going on through the year.
Just to reiterate, the performance metric is the exact thing that I was just making earlier, mentioning that every job has a performance or an evaluation period. That was brought a little while ago to approve that, and we didn't approve that, Councilman Johnson, for a rubric or an evaluation. So as you know, we've got to do everything in public. All of our things have to be discussed in public. It's nothing against Ms. Bernardo. She's done a great job in terms of what she's done, having to deal with the turmoil and all of that. But I'm not voting based upon how I feel about a person. I'm based upon facts of what's happening in Alexandria. What's happening in Alexandria is that we're losing businesses left and right. When I mentioned earlier that, yes, we got to start at the city, but the city council's job is not to bring businesses to Alexandria. According to the home rule charter, as a city council member, their job is not to bring businesses to Alexandria. When GAEDA was formed, and I challenge all of us, read the ordinance that birthed GAEDA. It's GAEDA's job to bring businesses to Alexandria. GAEDA was designed so that the city council only has appointment power to appoint us to bring growth into the city of Alexandria. Our job is to bring growth in the city of Alexandria. Has always been for however many years that GAEDA has been around, that was what we're designed to do. That is what we're designed to do.
I mean, so it's our job, what do you rate yourself?
That's what I'm saying, it's our job. I was saying our job.
So we're all feeling so one.
I'm agreeing,
So we gotta fit ourselves first.
Right, I'm agreeing. I never said I didn't agree with it.
I want to say something real quick. When you talk about evaluation, when you talk about evaluation.
1 second.
In our personnel policies, there's already an evaluation for executive directors. When you talk about changing it, that needs to come before the board. It did fail, but there's one already in place, okay? And it's we haven't had committees. So it's the human resource
Right, right.
thing to do that.
Correct.
We haven't had that. So you're holding me to something that is not my fault.
No, I'm not
It's-
saying.
But as to discuss performance and stuff like that, there is a form in those personnel policies that holds me, and that's been in there when Mr. Moore was alive, okay? No one has approached me and said, let's do this. One, because we keep having to hit reset. Every election, we're gonna have to do it again. Reset, reset, reset. So what you're saying, you're holding my job title, my contract, my livelihood to something that I have no control of. And things that are already in place, but it's this board's responsibility to evaluate. Then you want to come to a public meeting and say, no, we're going to, cut your pay. We're going to do this, but you're saying I've done a good job. I'm confused, I'm conflicted.
Understand. So cutting your pay, how much are we paying now, Mr. John? 95?
I think that's what
Right.
I just have.
Which I know the answer, I just public record of that. So
Well, it was cut,
cutting,
it was 120,
Right.
and then Dr.
So-
Lewis cut it again,
correct.
and then,
But to use the analogy that I'm cutting your pay, this is a false statement. Current pay is $95,000. When I said the 95,000, cutting it would be 94, and
No.
anything less
okay,
than
I
95.
misspoke. What I'm saying is not to include your contract,
Right.
lessen.
Gotcha.
So, regardless, like I told you the other day, I believe it was yesterday, okay? I'm worth it, I've earned it, I deserve it, but your vote is your vote.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mr. Horton? And, one of my jobs on my board is economic development. So there are several economic development entities within Alexandria. That is the, Central Louisiana Chamber of Commerce, Mid-Louisiana Chamber of Commerce, Mid-Louisiana Regional Chamber of Commerce, and you also have Louisiana Central, all here in the Alexandria area, and which is the border of GAEDA. And all of these entities are going through the same things. It's not the bodies themselves, or it's the businesses out there, these private businesses that decide where they want to put their businesses. You get the mayor that says, we are growing. Yes, there are businesses growing, closing, but yes, there are businesses opening. So the economic development in Alexandria is a stalemate because we have those that are closing, those that are opening based on those individual businesses and what their revenues are and their decision. It's up to us as a community to bring more businesses in, and that's what's happening. We're bringing them in, but you have businesses that are closing because of their own financial problems and their own issues. It has nothing to do with the fact of what GAEDA is or is not doing. GAEDA is doing what it's doing by bringing more into the area and bringing events or supporting those private entities out there that are bringing events into the area. And that's the great thing that GAEDA does. And so with that, in fact, and part of the, as I understood the plan to be during the retreat, was to go out and seek out businesses in the community, outside of the area, and also support the small businesses inside the area by helping them to grow. And that's what I understood the retreat was about and what that plan was about. And so that plan, hopefully you guys will revisit that plan and approve that plan because, it's awesome that you're able to do something like that, which is within the gated boundaries, and be able to support the small businesses here, which are going to support the larger businesses that are coming into the area. So.
Again, Frank Jackson for the record, and when I spoke of trajectory, Mr. Rick really articulated what GAEDA has done over the course of the last year and before. And that is to have a retreat, to move forward, to look forward. As a board member of Louisiana Central, we've been doing a listening tour because of Massengill who come in because of retirement of the previous director. And the focus is to do a determinant or to hear from the people about the conditions of Central Louisiana. There are other legislative, if you will, districts and people who are working. And I say kudos to them and the trajectory that this board has and the resources and opportunity that's in front of us. I see us as working together. I see us moving forward in the next year and working together to accomplish some things here in Central Louisiana as best as this board can do. And Rick made it clear, can't make anybody, can't cause anybody. We're working on the other side of the river, working on this side of the river, get people here. And I encourage this board to look deep within, solidify, focus on those things that you already have that has set a trajectory to move forward. And I believe the conclusion here that we can move forward. And we will be able to look back and say, on this day, we made a decision to make a difference, a real impact in economic development. Y'all work together to target. And we're gonna help to bring business here to the very best that we can. And it's gonna take all of us. Amen. Thank y'all so much for the time. Good job. Amen.
So, Ms. Earl, Scott, I've been trying to be quiet. It's hard for me. It's crazy because you want to drop the years. Am I correct? Because you said 95,000 in 1 year.
Right.
But it's 95,000 in 4 years, am I right?
3 years.
3 years.
No, you're talking about current, the one she's off of.
For a new contract.
The contract is
3 years.
for 120.
120 for 3 years. The one right here. Here we go.
So I want to sit down because I know, Lord, how much goodness. So we here arguing amongst everyone about, or discussing amongst the people, and we're trying to make sure strong black woman. Her mom was a strong black woman. Y'all see what the mayor done. I don't care. Y'all know I don't care what I say. But look, Zuba, I ain't got nothing. All right. So again, we can't blame her for Alexandria. Y'all know that already. Right? We had Jeff Hall. We didn't get nothing. I said, we didn't get nothing. Now we got Jack Ward back. We really ain't getting nothing. Let's keep it 100. Everything closed because you can't open a business here. You can't go down the street. Look at 3rd Street. 25 years, the same old problems. What have GAEDA ever owned before you got on this board? Nothing. Now y'all on a business that's generating funds, generating revenue to the parish. Y'all never owned nothing. When the people want y'all to buy the hotel, fix the hotel, y'all was in agreement to that. Then some people who got back on the board said, nah, we ain't going for that. Thank God for that, right? We had so many people suing, talking against the black community. But then y'all got together and made it happen. Now we're gonna talk about something a lady's pay. That is crazy. CBG board over there, Miss Katie over there making a killing over there. And about challenging that white woman over there. Who challenged? Nobody. Ain't seen that when y'all go to meetings. You know why?
Come on now, speak.
Because I'm over public tourism and economic development. I'm over it, or the parish. I run 10 cities. But we don't speak on that. We sit back and we watch, right? But who going over to challenge that white woman? Not now one of y'all. But then you come in and challenge this black woman, getting a little money in her pocket. That's a problem to me. Tiffany make good money. I ain't no challenge Tiffany money. Let her make her money. Right? I make $1,600 a month. I ain't making no money. Half of that going to insurance, take care of my wife, make sure she keep living. I'm listening. I bring home 903 a month. Help me, Jesus. But I'm arguing with anybody that's doing wrong. And Earl, first and brother, let the woman get her money. Let her do her thing. Cause one thing, y'all never owned nothing till last year.
Speak, thank you.
We're gonna grow as a whole, as long as we stay honest with each other.
So, Ms. Sanders, what do we attack first?
So, Reverend Williams' motion is on the floor. You need to ask for a second to his substitute motion. I don't know what is, can you say what your substitute motion is again, Reverend Williams? I'm sorry.
I move to amend the motion by substitution to replace it with the executive employment agreement for 1 year with a salary of $95,000.
Is there a second?
So hearing none, the amendment fails for lack of a second, and so we go back to the original motion. That's already on the floor.
And you had a motion already for
You have to
that.
read that.
Okay. A motion to approve I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses this morning. Motion to approve executive director employment contract. I second.
Motion by Commissioner Whitehead, seconded by Commissioner McGee.
Roll call?
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
No.
Commissioner Whitehead.
Yes.
Motion fails.
Motion, okay, number 4. Three. Motion to approve the 2025 amendment and 2026 budget. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't need.
So attached to the back of your financial statements with the paperclip, there's the amended 2025 budget and the proposed 2026 budget. So when last month we presented the proposed 2026 budget, there's been no changes to that. But we also need to amend the 2025 budget. So you can see the second column there is the original 2025 budget, and the third column is the amended budget. So the amendment brings in line revenues with what we actually have generated and received. The prior year reserve amount was changed because that was the amount expended for the building, and then you can also see under capital expenditures further down, those two items offset. And then under operating expenses, there were some items that were changed as well throughout the year. Basically, everything which the board has discussed and talked through. This is just making those formal so that we're in compliance with Louisiana law. So, and then the 2026 budget, I would anticipate that during the year, we will have some further budget amendments, just simply because you've not occupied the building long enough for us to know for sure what expenses for that are gonna be like. But I think for the most part, the rest of the budget is pretty much in line with where we should be for 2026.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Public comments? All in favor? Aye. All right, number 4, a motion to reconsider a cooperative endeavor agreement with the Alexandria Museum of Art in an amount not to exceed $10,000 for the 2026 exhibition series. Is there a motion? I'll motion.
Second.
Discussion? Public comments?
Say no.
All in favor?
Let the mayor pay for it.
Roll call vote.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitehead. Motion passes.
Number 5 is a motion to reconsider a cooperating endearment with the Rapid Symphony Orchestra in an amount not to exceed $5,000 for the 2026 concert series. Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Yes, sir.
Good morning, I'm Terry Oban with the Rapid Symphony. We're asking for funding to help market a series of 7 live professional music performances in the community throughout the year 2026. Those performances have a positive economic impact in the community. The symphony executes and produces those concerts in a diverse manner and encourage diversity in the community. And those performers, those musicians, those artists don't stop on the Saturday night concerts. They continue to go out into the communities and serve our underserved school music programs, underserved and underfunded. So for those 3 reasons, and I'll get into each one of them in particular. The positive economic impact, I put some materials on each of your seats there. There's some photos that highlight basically a day in the life of executing this mission throughout the year. On the first page, you see, look at the kids' faces there. We're in the communities. These musicians, in a very diverse way, and I'll explain that in just a minute, they're in the communities, in these programs. I don't know if any of you know Ms. Jasmine Johnson, who is the music teacher over at Bolton High School. If you go to a Rapid Symphony concert, you'll see her there at every performance. You'll see her students there with her. You'll see that she's tying them in to these highly accomplished professional musicians before, during, and after these performances. So anyway, first the economic impact. We'll attract, we're expecting 4,000 participants throughout the year, 200 hotel rooms throughout the year. And I noticed on your website, you indicate and you emphasize that for these organizations generating 100 hotel rooms or more will be given priority in funding. So we thank you for that. Now, 2 of these performances will be free and open to the public, completely free and open to the public. Number 1, in March, on the Sunday afternoon, we're holding the musicians over after a Saturday night concert, a free, open to the public performance at the zoo. At that particular performance, we're expecting several hundred. Families and their kids not only had free admission to the performance, they had free admission to the zoo for the day as well. We've teamed up with the zoo and the Rotary Club to help provide for that. It's a specifically geared, the concert is specifically composed and geared to young children. It ties in their fascination with the animals at the zoo to the music that's performed. The second free and open to the public performance will be the downtown Pops on the River. Cool. We don't do them anymore in the extremely hot early fall. We're now in the spring. That'll be downtown we're fully expecting the riverfront to be finished, and we'll be glad to use the downtown amphitheater for what it's designed to do. We're expecting 2,000 at that event. People will come from inside the community, from outside the community, from around the state. I know I've got family coming, and they'll be booking hotel rooms for that event. We know that when people come downtown, they bring their wallets with them. They're bringing they'll be in restaurants before and after the performances. They'll be in our local shops that are supporting local business owners who have come and have put everything on the line to support themselves and their family. So you see the positive impact that this has. You have a math formula that you put out in your granting materials that says, help us use our math formula to calculate what that economic impact is. Using your formula, that's a $209,000 hit, positive hit to the economics of the local community. In addition, I left you a page it's about a page and a quarter of the history of our organization intentionally executing these performances in a way that's diverse. We have minorities, we have African Americans, Asians, Latin Americans, conducting symphonies, conducting youth honor orchestras. We have teams of them going into our local schools, judging music competitions, judging auditions for youth honor orchestras. We have them coming in. Our schools are their music programs are underfunded, undersupported, and once they're done with their Saturday night performances, several times a year, they're going into the schools and providing these roles. The symphony sponsors these events specifically to help fill that gap in that underfunding and in that lack of support. Their teams are coming in and breaking out these sessions. Anytime there's a youth orchestra performance, these kids are taken out of class for several days, and they have days of intense rehearsals getting ready for the performance. These teams of highly trained professionals come in and they do these breakout sessions, and they do clinics, they mentor, they teach these kids, and the end product is something these kids are extremely proud of. There's more pulled out of these kids than they think they have within them, and their families are extremely appreciative of the results of that. One specific, there's one of our, Dr. Terrence Brown he's the dean of the College of Arts and Letters at Western Kentucky University. He's a regular guest artist here at the symphony performances, not particularly because he's African American. He's one of the best there is in what he does. He puts together performances that feature Black composers, Black poets. We've teamed up with him and we've performed his pieces here, and he's brought colleagues of his in with him. Our community needs these things, and we need events that are larger than just single families and individuals that they can tie into and start building bridges in this community. That is something we do intentionally. I'd invite each of you to come to performances to sit next to these families who are bringing their kids, who some of them, they can't afford these. We make sure at every performance, school kids especially, and their families have tickets. We work through the schools, both at the elementary, junior high, high school, and college level, to make sure they're not missed. If they want to be there, they're there, and their kids are there. They're tied into what those music professionals are doing. Even though these kids, not all of them go into music when they're adults, but it's surely formative. It's discipline growing for these children, just like sports does. And so they take these skills that they're learning from these accomplished professionals into the workforce, into their families, into their future lives. So again, positive economic impact. We execute and produce these performances in a diverse way. We encourage diversity in the community. We're building bridges. We're supporting underfunded school programs. So without your funding, we can't do what we do. And we're deeply appreciative. Thank you very much.
Can I ask you a question before you
Yes.
sit down? The nights that, and I'm not talking about the school concerts, but the regular concerts. Where do you guys advertise for that?
We do.
Where do you advertise?
Well, we put out posters. We're on Facebook, Instagram, all the social media, the radio, television. So that's where we market them. We've started in the last couple of years a much more extensive intentional marketing program, and that's what we're asking you to help us fund.
Okay. Districts 1, 2, and 3, let me ask you a question. If you were to walk through or to knock on random doors, or just, people as you see walk, in those districts, if they know about the orchestra symphony or symphony orchestra, what response do you think you would get?
I'm amazed. I'm glad you asked that question. We're amazed. I'll go to the grocery store, I'll go to the bank, I'll go to the bank of corporate sponsors and their employees. And despite, it is a challenge because marketing is changing. Today, your marketing schools are not going to be teaching the same brand of marketing that when I was in school. So the way to reach people is so different. But I'm finding people, it's hard to put out the word that these events are there. And so a lot of people you're going to find don't know that that's here. That's our challenge. And that's why we have to market these performances.
What radio stations do you advertise on?
The talk radio was one of them. We had somebody at one of these gatherings who had tried to connect, and we weren't able to connect with them. It didn't happen. It was another media outlet. So we're looking for ways to market those in the community, and so we're not going to stop. We have to beat the bushes to raise money, to raise business partnerships that allow us to continue to do what we do.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see you advertising to an audience in those districts at all. I listen to the radio continuously in my barbershop while I'm driving. I can't say I remember hearing an advertisement from you guys on 97.8, 102. And that means if you're not advertising to those audience or to that audience, how are they gonna know?
They need to know. We need to build those relationships. That's
What are
this
you
is
doing
about.
to build those relationships then?
It takes conversations. Hello, how are you? Come to a concert. Come give me your business card. I'm the treasurer for the symphony. I sit on board. We have others. Everyone on our board knows different people. We're glad to reach out. That's what we do all day, every day.
It sounds like you're saying you're waiting on them to reach out to you.
It's two ways.
Well, shouldn't you make the first introduction?
We're happy to.
Okay. But why? I mean, that's what I'm seeing, the lack of diversity there, because it doesn't feel like those communities are included. It doesn't feel like those communities don't get the message for some reason. And I know about the orchestra. I know about it because I grew up going to it. Right? Probably didn't see me there, but I've been there. I love orchestra and symphony music. I really do. I'm diverse like that. I don't just listen to one thing. I listen to a plethora of genres. So that's what I would like to see an improvement in.
Me too.
Okay, so that means we got some work to do.
It sure does.
So are we gonna do that or what?
We're happy to do that. We're happy to have those conversations. Let's have them.
Okay. I'm gonna keep my eye and see if you guys are doing that.
Thank you very much. We intend to.
Okay. Just 1 second, Mr. Horton, this gentleman over here had his hand up.
Question, how long have y'all been doing this?
Gosh, I'm not that old. I've not been here as long as I've been here, but I'm sure
Been doing what they're doing.
since 1967.
Since 1967, I played in orchestra days in high school and stuff and played, and not one time this symphony orchestra. And then I'm being in the community where I live, within the advertisement, anything else, with all respect, if my high school teachers did not take us, we didn't hear about it, it didn't happen. So to be in something that many years, only reach out to a certain part of Central Louisiana, it says a lot about that population.
It's time for a change.
Well,
It's time for a change.
Before now.
He's absolutely correct, sir.
All
It
right.
should have been before today,
All right.
and it shouldn't have to be something that would be requested. I would think that on a business aspect or a business model, that you would want to include the entire city, not just certain parts.
I agree.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. Horton.
How you doing? I spoke on them last time they were here. And just want to say, if you can amend it to increase the amount of money, because I know how much it costs to advertise. Because we had one event, advertising cost us $1,600 just for one event to advertise on the radio consistently. And so I just want to ask increase so they can get a way to make sure that they advertise on all avenues and all places and stuff. Because, and then they talked about the providing instruments and stuff like that to the schools. I think that's important because there are kids out there that cannot afford instruments. I was one of them. I want to play the trumpet, but I want to play the clarinet. But that's because we couldn't afford that instrument when I was young. And I know there's a lot of kids out there that wish they could play in the band, but they don't have, then they cannot afford those instruments. Red River is expensive. Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Question. Excuse me, sir.
Step to the podium.
Oh, yes, sir. Have we been to the CDB board? Have I been somebody from CDB?
The CDE, yes, that's happened recently, within the last year.
So have they denied y'all,
We received a grant.
absolute grant from them? How much did y'all receive?
Say that again?
How much did y'all receive from them?
CVB granted the symphony $10,000 last year.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked.
Yes, sir.
Any more public comments? All in favor? Aye.
There's roll call vote? Okay. Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
and Commissioner Whitehead. Motion passes.
Number 6, a motion to reconsider a grant request from the United Education Missionary Baptist Association, the UEMBA, in an amount not to exceed $20,000 to assist with meals, advertising, and marketing for the NBCA Great Commission Church Summit to be held February 23rd through the 25th, 2026 at the Holiday Inn downtown and Randolph Riverfront Center. So move.
First by Commissioner McGee, seconded by Commissioner Whitehead.
Discussion?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Charlotte Theoresia, and I'm the administrative assistant for United Education Missionary Baptist Association, as well as I am the assistant to the meetings for the National Baptist Convention of America. So I just stand this morning on behalf of President Lotz, who is the president of United Education Missionary Baptist Association, for you all to understand what the Great Commission Summit is. It's a positive impact for our city. We're looking to have over 1,000 leaders from all denominations to come and be a part of what we are doing here. That is a leadership development. It is educational training as well as empowerment for our city. What we're asking for the help for with the meals and marketing is to put the information out more, where it can go on billboards, be on radio stations, and be within the community so that everyone can see what we're bringing here to Alexandria that is going to be very impactful for our city as a whole, just not in Alexandria, but being that we having people that's coming from all over the nation and even some coming from Jamaica just to be here for this leadership training. So I just want to stand to share that information with you all on this morning. Thank you.
Any public comments? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number
Can we
7,
get a roll call vote for that? Roll call.
Yes.
Commissioner McGee,
yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitehead.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 7 is a motion to reconsider a grant request for the St. Matthew's Baptist Church in an amount not to exceed $10,000 to assist with meals, advertising, and marketing for the program, An Evening of Spirits, to be held February 12th, 2026. I'm sorry, An Evening of Spirituals. I apologize. I apologize. Not this spirits.
All right. Hey, Frank Johnson saying that, even in the spiritual, amen.
Yes, sir.
Even in the, let me just say this, that I know a lot of us know what it is, and that we have Peabody, of course, we have Alcorn, Grambling Southern, and their choirs are coming in. And so we're bringing in a lot of people. The beauty is that we have outgrown St. Matthew. And we're now, Charles, who is leading the way with others, we will be downtown and at Kaufman Saunders. Of course, all that it takes to bring them in, to take care of them and to promote this across all avenues such that everybody have opportunity to come and be a part of it. We're looking forward to your support. The challenge that we've expanded it, we're still growing. We're bringing visibility to the area. We're helping others to see how important that Central Louisiana is, not only in the spiritual sense, but in the arts as well. And so great things are happening. So for the sake of time, if you will, I present to you, and I'm open to questions if there be. Thank you.
Any questions?
Y'all ready for my vote?
Any public comments? All in favor? Aye.
Can we get a motion?
I'm sorry, so moved. Is there a second? Second.
Seconded by Commissioner McGee, first by Commissioner McGee, seconded by Mr. Morgan.
Roll call?
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitehead. Motion passes.
Number 8 is a motion to approve a grant request for the Renaissance Cultural Art Initiative Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $10,000 to assist with advertising and marketing for the Black Brilliance Art Show 2026 to be held April 18th, 2026 at the Lanyap Theater.
Hi, good morning. My name is Takaya Jones. I'm the founder of Resonance Cultural Arts Initiative Incorporated here in Alexandria. We are a new nonprofit rooted in bringing culture and arts into Alexandria, trying to bridge the gap that is clearly precedent here in Alexandria. We have a lot of cultural diversity here. We have a lot of different areas that need a bridge, and we want to be that bridge for the community. On April 18th, we are launching a multidisciplinary arts event that brings together visual arts, music, dance, spoken word, and culinary arts all under one experience. Our goal is simple: to create an environment where creativity is visible, participation is encouraged, and talent is showcased. Talent that isn't normally showcased here in Alexandria. I have personally, I'm an artist. I have worked with the Museum of Arts. I have worked with a lot of different churches here in the community. I have background for over 10 years in arts here in the community. I painted murals downtown. Those murals have been taken down. I have been involved with the Alexandria Museum of Arts directly. I do see that there needs to be a more collaborative effort between the communities and different cultures and diversities. There is a need for that. There is a way that we can get past that. We just have to communicate and we have to connect with each other so that we can bridge that gap and make that happen. Some resources aren't available or aren't necessarily exposed to creatives in that sense. It's kind of hard to get the word out that, hey, we're having this art event, or hey, we're having this symphony, or hey, the Alexandria Museum of Arts is hosting this event, or we're hosting this event. So for marketing purposes, maybe we can come together and collaborate on different approaches that we can take in order to make this happen. Events like this will bring in tourism, cultural identity, economic activity, and creative ecosystems. So with this event, it highlights Alexandria's diverse voices and stories. Everybody has a story. Every culture has a story. We're not under just one umbrella. We have Hispanics. We have a lot of Indians here. We're really a melting pot in Alexandria. And if you look at places like Lafayette or Baton Rouge or New Orleans, you see all of that is inclusive to their city. And it helps bring their economic development up. So why can't we make the same efforts here in Alexandria? And there needs to be new visions in order to do that. Visitors spend money on food, lodging, shopping, and services whenever they come here into town. If we bring people from out of town to experience Alexandria for what it could be, that would be amazing. Excuse my shakiness, I'm nervous.
Take your time.
Artists and small businesses gain exposure and income. So if we can not just focus on one group or the next one group, and we can all come together as a cohesive group, then all of our businesses, whether it's on this side of town or on this side of town, can come together and we can all gain exposure and income. We've already seen interest from creatives and audiences outside of the parish, which tells us there's a demand. People travel for culture and they return for experiences that feel authentic. We have to give the authentic feel. The participants that are going to be within this art show, we have some visual artists that are here in Alexandria. We have a live performer. She's going to be doing interpretive dancing. She's from out of town. She will be bringing in more visitors as well. She actually works with a dance group out there, and her dance group gets to experience something that they haven't experienced before. We will be doing live art. How often do we see live painting in one experience, or culinary arts? Our culinary arts is often looked over as well too, because we have a lot of different cultures, and if we can have like a tasting event outside of the tasting events that are currently going on right now, we have a cultural tasting event, or if we have multiple different cultural tasting events throughout the year, that would bring exposure to different cultures and different experiences that we haven't experienced, and we can get to learn that as well too. As far as the use of funds and support, it allows us to meet our professional standards. The funding will go towards production, artist events, marketing outside of Alexandria, and community outreach. We will be broadcasting on all platforms, including social media, all radio stations. We will be doing flyers. We'll be handing out flyers as well too. We'll be posting flyers in all communities. Resonance is not a competitive business. We are here to collaborate and bridge the gap between the different cultures and bridge the gap between places that, or businesses that have a problem reaching us or reaching them, or making that connection to where we can actually move forward and what it is that we have been discussing for so long. And that is just about it.
Let me ask you this will all be done on one day?
The arts event, the Resonance Cultural Arts Show, will be consistent of a live performance of live music, dance, spoken word, live art, and visual art in one day, yes, but it will not be just for one day. As far as what we stand for, we will host multiple events throughout the year, catering to different cultures.
So when will I'm interested in the food. When will the culinary part go on?
The culinary part will be a part of the experience.
Okay.
It will be a part of the experience. Yes. There will be
We all have our
demonstrations.
interests.
There will be demonstrations on how the food is made, as well as you being able to taste it after as well too. We want it to be an experience that isn't just for music, isn't just for dance, isn't just for art. We just want it to all be one collaborative experience.
I like this. Okay.
Good job.
Is there a motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Roll call vote.
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitehead. Motion passes.
All right. Commissioner comments?
Yeah, before we get into that, I want to add an item to the agenda. I need to vote on that to add an item or say what the item is first, which one?
You can tell them what you want to add, and then it has to be added by unanimous consent to the agenda.
Okay, so I would like to add an item to the agenda, a revised executive director employment agreement. In that revised agreement, the period being 2 years for the agreement and the pay at $98,800.
Motion.
Well, it has to be added by unanimous
Oh.
consent, so the question is, in order to add it, roll call vote, Ms. Kiana?
Yes.
To add it to the agenda?
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitehead.
Now we vote on it. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Moved by,
Moved by Commissioner McGee, seconded by Commissioner Morgan.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call?
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitehead.
Motion.
Motion passes.
G, are there any more commissioner comments? Vice Chairman Morgan, Whitehead.
I'm just gonna add, the last couple of years, Ms. Bernardo, from my view, I think you're doing a great job. We commissioners, we meet once a month. We know behind the scenes, you're in contact with applicants, in discussion with, you do a lot that we don't see. But what we do see is the financial report when we come here, and we are headed in the right direction. And I credit you for steering us in the right direction. Continue to do your job, and great things will continue to happen for GAEDA as we move forward in this new year. Thank you very much.
I want to commend that as a new commissioner, as for GAEDA and as for the city, and I pray that we can move forward as a team and not based on feelings and emotion, but what we're doing here to make a greater Alexandria, and that we move forward in a positive way, because it don't take one person, it takes all of us. We don't take saying that we're doing, it's taking, showing action, that we know what we're doing and we're producing what we're saying. And I want you to continue to hold your head up regardless of what. I agree with Reverend Green, who I love you, devil. What God has for you, the devil can't touch.
Amen.
And let me reiterate, this board is a team. We're more than just a board, and we're gonna act as more than just a board. We're gonna move as a team, one supporting the other, one holding the other up, one making sure we all move forward at the same time. GAEDA is about to build its momentum. There are great things coming. We have a lot of irons in the fire that will bring us to the forefront and will make us that board that is to be recognized for the impact that we deliver on this city. Any executive director comments?
First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who came out and spoke on my behalf. I didn't expect you guys here today, but my heart is full, and I love you and I appreciate you. Commissioner McGee, you're the hardest working chair. You would think you would get paid for the way that you are constantly trying to move things and come up with ideas and stuff. And I think we talk 3 or 4 times a day. Commissioner Morgan, I appreciate your constant support and that encouragement that you give. Ms. Whitehead, from day one, you've been on the ground and you come by the office and say, how can I help you? How can I help you? Reverend Williams, I understand your concerns. But I disagree, but I appreciate you giving the opportunity to revise executive director agreement. Tiffany, John, y'all make me look good, okay? Because with all that's said about me, without you guys, we would be a hot mess. And I really appreciate you. Tiffany, you have stood with me through tough times, real tough times. You dealt with my anxiety levels going all over the place and stuff, and I really appreciate it. I love y'all. Thank you.
Ms. Sanders, legal comments?
This is, I don't have any legal comments. I just have a couple of comments as someone who has been on this roller coaster for a while now. For those who have not been here, everybody has their opinion about GAEDA, right? But there has been a constant here. I know that we have the ability, says our legislation, that we can do all kinds of things. I am looking forward to it. I'm excited about all the things that we have talked about doing. We just need to do it, right? Mr. McGee, I appreciate you. I appreciate your vision. Mr. Morgan, your support. I mean, everybody, we all, it sounds crazy, but we really are a family, dysfunctional as it may be, right? But we are. I just think that everybody wants to do better, and we hold ourselves to the standard of doing better. Reverend Williams, you're so smart in your mind. Sometimes I get, I'm like, where is he going? But I do understand what you're saying, and I think communication is best. I think that we need to just communicate on what we want from each other and what you expect. I know you said stuff to me about my job performance. And I think that you just want to have to move our city and do things, move us forward. I am thankful for all of you. It's difficult working with just, I don't know if Mr. Johnson's still here, he might be gone, but it's difficult working with just 4 people. It wasn't designed to be 4 people. I hope you all understand that, right? Because if one person votes no, then it's done. And so we've had, for example, Lizzie Felter's appointee be gone for over 2 years. Has she done anything about it? Absolutely not. And I know they're watching, and I'm okay with that. And no one goes to the council meeting to say anything about her. The reason why this vote was so important and the pressure was put on Reverend Williams, let's just put it out there, because if one person says no, the board is defunct. It's not a coincidence that the 3 people who are no longer on this board are Mr. Villar, Mr. Fowler, and Lizzie Felter. It's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen.
Speak.
And unless the community does something to make sure that this board, that we can do so many things, is not dysfunctional in numbers alone, it is what it is. And I'm gonna leave it there.
John, any comments, sir?
No, sir.
Before we ask for our public comments, I want everybody to understand what Mr. Ballard and Mr. Fowler and Ms. Felton, those chairs may be vacant, but they're voting no on everything. And I want you to ask yourself, how can you vote no on everything? On everything though? So that means when one of us decides to vote no, that means we're voting with them. The people who vote no on everything without knowing what they're voting for. Let's keep those seats vacant. This is their mentality. Let's keep the seats vacant so we can always have a no vote and we can make things dysfunctional for the rest of the board. But it ain't working. It ain't working. It ain't happening. We still grooving. We still making moves. We still making things happen. And that's the way it's gonna be from here, as long as I'm sitting in this seat, or this seat, or that seat, or that seat, or one of those three seats. I'll sit in any one of them. But things gonna happen, things gonna move, and it's gonna be positive. It's gonna be, whether they like it or not, it's gonna be positive, and it's gonna be going forward. Hope you ain't in the way, because we ain't stopping. I'm a big fella, and I'm hard to stop.
For clarification, I had someone come to my office and say, well, I thought our motion passed because you had the majority of the votes. When you read our ordinance, it says,
Bless you.
no action shall be valid without the total membership of the board. Our membership is still 7. So that means we have to have 4 votes on everything, not just 3, because it's 4 people here. It's not the membership present, it's the total membership of the board, which is 7.
I did want to say something. I'm trying to articulate this well. The vision, and let me look in the room before I say it. I'm the youngest person in here. Your grandkids, your kids move away from this city because there's nothing to do. I moved away from this city, but yet came back to see this city grow and exceed. And I say this with the utmost respect. I don't want to be in my 50s and 60s saying the same thing some of y'all were saying today. Why is this city not growing? Why we have this and this? And I just see things different because I've experienced different things. And I've expressed this to Ms. Angie over and over. I do appreciate what she's doing. I have appreciated what she's doing. There is a way, there's a process that we can do better, all of us. And I keep using the word we because we are a team and we all have to contribute. There is evaluation periods that we need to do better, that we need committee meetings to do better than that. And all of that we need to do better so that we're not sitting here saying, well, why don't we have this in this city? Why don't we have that in this city? Why can't our kids do this or our kids do that? I see Alexandria bigger than what it is now. And again, Ms. Sanders said they're watching. I don't really care either, but we can't just blame one person. All of us play parts. He is the face, he's the center of the attention, but all of us have a part in our communities, in our churches. There's a bunch of pastors in here, and I'm a pastor. We've got to stand together, and I'm saying it to y'all, we've got to stand together. We can't ask people in our community to do something, and we only show up when we need some money. We got to do stuff in our communities and bridge the gap and invite people in to say why we need to be in Alexandria. What is so special about it? There used to be a time we celebrated Martin Luther King yesterday, and then I'm done. Martin Luther King would walk in the room and everybody stood. There's people around him. They respected him. That's what the area had with preachers and pastors and leaders. There was nothing that happened in any city without the preachers and pastors knowing. The crime in the community, that starts with us. That doesn't start just at home. That starts in that home. That starts in pastors and preachers and the community. And when I see GAEDA, Greater Alexandria Economic Development, economic development starts with us. We all have to play our part, and we're gonna help Ms. Angie along the way. We're gonna give her the help that she needs, that we can grow into what we can do. We are a team. We all talk to each other. Besides this man right here, he can't ever hear the phone ringing, but I love him so much that when I call him, he circled back, but he's the only one that I can't get on the phone. I didn't have to send her his number. She said, I'm not a bill collector, I'm actually your commissioner. But all of us, we talk about this thing because all of us have the same common goal. We want to see Alexandria move forward. And I believe everybody in here that's talked about Ms. Angie and all of this has the same common goal to see Alexandria move forward. That's all I want to say.
1 second, Mr. Horton, just 1 second, please. Committee assignments have gone out for the different committees. The committee meetings is something that we have neglected to have in the past. So we're gonna get back on that, and while I've got everybody here, it'd be great now if we can agree on a day and time that we can have our committee meetings. Ms. Angie, you had suggested the second week of the month?
I would say the second week of the month because, it gives you time to get information and look at it before the actual board meeting.
Is everybody fine with the second week of what day? Because isn't there a committee meeting or a meeting with the city council on the second week too?
Yeah,
Well, it depends on which.
Or the second Tuesday of every month.
Second Tuesday?
From the third, yeah. First, second Tuesday, no, fourth Tuesday.
Second.
The first and the third, there's not, well, like in February, there's not a city council meeting on the 10th. But even with that, are you talking about in the morning to have the committee meeting?
I'm retired. Mornings were fine for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, we can start having them at, 8:30.
8:30, second Wednesday?
Second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday, 8:30. Is everybody in agreement with that? All right. Good. Now we have our public comments. Mr. Horton.
I'm going for him.
I'm sorry, you've been kicked in.
You talk too much today. I'm glad y'all come to agreement. Thank you. I'm ready on to everybody. Thank you all the time, but listen, we moving forward, y'all. Please understand where we going. But like we say, I remember me and Ms. Steve's, of course, every week, I've been calling out my name. Hey, he doing his job. He working. He believe in the community. And he's showing me. And he was right from something happened back in the day, and he was totally right. So again, I say that we need to have more summits together as a whole. Police jurors, city council, and the preachers.
I agree. I think we can put that together.
Because I guess I remember going to get my cookies and punch on a Wednesday. Right. We don't have that no more. That's why the kids killing. Right? Remember the buses were rolling. Now they buses sit at the church all day. I'm gonna tell them like this, if they can come and get some money, like you say. Excuse me, sir. Don't think we got a problem with you. We don't. We just want to see the same thing all over Alexandria. We want y'all to invite us. And we're gonna show up in numbers. You got 40 preachers over there. Give them a flyer, put it in church, hold them static. And again, please, y'all, we need more summits together as a whole in this community. And we're gonna move Alexandria way past what we see.
Sit down, Jay.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
You made me forget what I was about to say. Ms. Sanders, you brought up about the other commissioners. You must have known I was gonna be talking about that too.
And before you say that, I stand corrected, because I just received a message. It has not been 2 years. I speak in truth. It has, the last time Elizabeth Felter's appointment was here was December of 2024. We're in 2026, so maybe that's where I got the 2 years from. But it has not been 2 years. He was here December of 2024.
Okay,
So I just wanted to make sure I put that out, because that's not correct. It had been 2 years.
My question was going to be, have the board contacted the councilwoman and councilman at large and Fowler about picking someone several times?
Several times.
So-
I have sent letters to Councilwoman Cynthia Perry several times. Her attorney, Jonathan Goins, responded and basically said, it's public record, but in a nutshell, it is what it is. They don't have to appoint anybody, basically. We've sent letters as recent as this year. They go unanswered, ignored. And that's the truth. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. That's just the truth. It goes unanswered and ignored. Except for the letter that Mr. Goins sent saying it's their decision whether or not they appoint anybody or not.
Is there something that can be done about that? I know it's in their city charter or whatever, homeroom charter or whatever, that they're responsible for picking someone, but this is just ridiculous. They know how to come to the public when it's time to vote. They can give fish, jambalaya, whatever, and we all gonna fall for it. Been doing it for years. So with them not appointing someone to this board should show the people of Alexandria they don't give a damn. And I said it. Now, Reverend Williams, don't take any offense. I don't mean any offense. I'm a person that watch people move. And when I saw you come here, you were very quiet. Didn't say too much, but now you're speaking. And I appreciate that. Everybody has their opinions, and you voice those opinions. As far as Ms. Bernardo, I said what I said. Sound familiar, Jay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. She's been doing a good job. We're not knocking that. I know y'all not knocking that. Y'all have seen what she's gone through. And I can't see why it's a problem with the Black females making over $100,000 in Alexandria. I cannot see what's wrong with that. She deserves it. Any Black female deserves it. So I wanted to say that. I also wanted to say about the other commissioners that you guys, like you said, 4 votes and 1 person vote no, it's a dead deal. So I think something needs to be done. Take it a step further to try to get Felter, Valor, and Fowler to do what the hell they supposed to do. They supposed to be serving the public. We know who they're serving. And yes, I'm calling a race car. Period. We as Black people, we need to get up and do what we're supposed to do instead of sitting on our behinds complaining.
I make you a promise, I will look into it. As the chairman of this board, and I'm telling you face to face, I will make sure that that is addressed and looked into to see what can be done to rectify that situation. And that's a promise to me and to the public.
Thank you.
Ms. Bell, I pay attention to you too, so write this down for me. The president of the city council controls the agenda.
Oh, I know that.
I got you, but I'm with you, stay with me. That's what the preacher said. So by that person controlling the agenda, the city council's job, and I wish Councilman Johnson was here, there are to create legislation. They're supposed to do ordinance. None of them have done that yet, but that is their job on the council. Therefore, to that is the people that can change it. It doesn't need Ballard, Lizzie, and Chuck. President of the city council controls the agenda. They had an ordinance in place that the ordinance said any person on the council can appoint GAEDA commissioners. They changed that ordinance to say that particular council person has to change that approval. So you ask what we can do as a public. What we can do as a public is call Councilwoman Cynthia Perry.
That's right.
That controls the agenda and can place an ordinance, which they're supposed to be doing, to pass, to fix these 3 vacant seats. And we don't even need to go up through the Lord, Lizzie Felter, and Chuck Fowler.
And Ms. Bell, that's exactly what my letter said to her.
Oh, I understand that. They can put their ordinance or write up an ordinance, but it's my understanding, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, that I don't know if it goes through GIS and the mayor, because sometimes I was told a while back, and like I said, it may not be true, I don't know, that when they want to put an ordinance to be on the agenda, it never gets there because of the mayor. That's what I was told. Now, whether that is true or not, I don't know. But Ms. Perry, yes, she's the president, and yes, she should be able to do that. She did it with the redistricting. So, yeah, I know it falls upon her to do that. Trust me, I will contact you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Come on, Rick.
I know y'all say I say a lot, but I say this final thing. I just want to say to you, as part of the Mid-Louisiana Regional Chamber of Commerce, that I'm in full support of whatever you decide you want to do. We can sit down and have conversations about economic development and what we can do within this community to help build this community. Just want to let you know you have our support in that aspect and everything. And just want to say thank you very much. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Ms. Sanders,
Yes, ma'am.
the chair realized that item number 5, we were going to, change that to 10,000 instead of 5,000. How will we revisit it?
We voted on the motion as.
Yeah, but he was misreading it. He thought it said 10,000 and it says 5,000.
So you read 10,000?
I don't remember if he read 10,000. No. I think he read 5,000, so, but it was supposed to be 10,000.
Yeah, because it's 5,000 that's on the agenda.
Right. Can we do a motion to amend it?
Amend the agenda.
Yeah, you can. So the sentence, okay, yes, ma'am. Just do a motion to add to the agenda to increase the previously awarded amount of 5,000 to 10,000 total. Add that to the agenda and then vote on it.
Yes. So, we would need unanimous.
Okay. Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitehead.
Yes, and that's a motion to add the request for, to amend it for additional funds, grant. So we have a motion for that?
Motion.
Second.
So it's a motion by Commissioner McGee, seconded by Commissioner Morgan.
All in favor?
Commissioner McGee,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
and Commissioner Whitehead.
Yes.
Motion passes.
I apologize. Go
That's
ahead.
all right.
Go ahead, sir.
Let me say thank you so much, and we appreciate this board and for the work that you are doing. And a couple of years ago, we came to this board and we were almost in the same kind of like position that we are in now when we were here seeking funding for United and co-hosting with Educational Missionary Baptist Association, Monterey Baker is here. And certainly, we were almost in this same position where we had people holding out from the meetings, from the board, and the question was asked, and I applaud the young lady that talked about that. How can we change that dynamic? Because if I don't go to work, I don't have a job. And at some point, we have to change that, regardless to how we think, what our position is on a matter. We have to come to, I still have to go to work. Amen. And so you work for the people of Alexandria, and we look forward to the work being done of the people that's supposed to be on the board, and whatever measures we have to take. I can speak for United. I'm the president of United Education Missionary Baptist Association. We have some of our pastors here, some educational, Monterey Bacon is here, and we stand behind this board. I know I can speak for me. Moderator Bacon can speak for himself. The board is doing a great job. Whenever the meetings are, if we have to rally this whole city to get what needs to be done in order, we're willing to do that. And so let me just say public, as the president, the last time I was here, we had a crisis. We rallied this city. We stood with the people for right and what needed to be done, even if it means changing the dynamics of that council. And we stood there. We went to court. Amen. And so let me just share with you, with no strings attached, our district is willing to do whatever it takes to make this happen in our city so that we can move forward, we can have a better city, we can be more united regardless of how we feel, our personal opinions. The work has to be done. And so let me say thank you, and I'm pledging on behalf of our association, whatever it takes, whatever meeting, whatever door we have to knock on to get that done. Whether it's the president of the council, the mayor, it don't make any difference. We will rally this city. So.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I want to say, I'm Renwick Bacon, pastor of Annandale on McCall Drive, Educational Missionary Baptist Association, president moderator. Let me just say this, economics affects everything, and I do mean everything. It affects even the church, economics. Let me say this, on behalf of our association, we were here too also during the crisis, and Moderator Lott and I we spoke at that council meeting. And I even pulled some of those guys who were against to the side. A lot of people don't know that. And told them what they were doing. Even caught one of the guys in the restaurant. But I want to say this, Pastor, don't bash me. As a pastor, don't bash me. If you go to conferences or what have you to help the economic status of this city, please let me know and I'll be glad to go with you. Maybe we need a liaison between all of these boards or what have you. Maybe we need a liaison so that we can be informed about what's going on. And like Moderator Lott said, we can rally our people together to move this city. And I'm all for it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for jumping on issues very quick too.
Thank you, sir.
Amen.
commissioners, to the pastor, and to the folk who are representing nonprofits here in this community. My name is Jack Hinton. I'm the president and CEO of Urban Cast here in Central Louisiana. And we can actually help you guys with a lot of the challenges that I've heard here today, more so than any other media outlet in Central Louisiana. And we can do it in a way in which we take it directly to the people. We just need a chance to be able to help you. Go talk to Pastor Green over here and talk about his watch night services that they have. And we can help you guys with the same thing. So one of the things that I would like to say to GAEDA, you know, either we can do this thing by people just doing the right thing. Go check our numbers and compare them to anyone else, and you'll see what we can do. If we can't do it that way, then it's policy that has to be changed to demand behavior be changed.
Absolutely.
So I just ask that you guys take a look at that, and we are certainly here to really talk to any organization. Ask the Arts Council over here when we decided to help them out with the program that they did. And you'll see. Y'all have a great day. I got to get to another meeting.
Thank you.
If I may say thank you very much, we deeply appreciate you.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.